Hello pilots of the internet and welcome to Foldable Flight. In this video I'm going to teach you how to fold Asteroid, which is a new paper airplane that I have designed. But first let me mention that we are now accepting submissions for the paper airplane designer contest for this year. So if you make your own paper airplanes and you'd like to see them featured on this channel, be sure to head over to foldableflight.com/contest where you can learn how to submit your designs and you'll get the chance at winning really cool prizes like custom trophies or even having your planes featured in our upcoming board game Top Flight. Now submissions are due by September 13th, so keep that in mind. You have a little more than a month from now. And with that, let's get into the video. Asteroid is a unique paper airplane. You can see there's no central valley between the wings. It's flat all the way across the top. And the section you hold doesn't go all the way to the back edge of the plane. I think this looks really nice, and it does fly quite well too. Most planes, you launch forward and they continue to fly in the direction you launch them, but I actually find that this flies best when you launch it up and slightly banked. And as you do that, when it climbs, it will slowly level out as it turns, and then fly really nicely in the direction it has leveled out in. And so with that in mind, let's see it in flight, and then I'll teach you how to fold it. All you will need in order to fold this plane is a sheet of 8.5 by 11 inch or A4 paper, and we'll begin by folding it in half this way. Once you've done that, go ahead and open your paper up, and now fold your top edge here to your left edge. Your crease should go right through that top left corner, just like that. Unfold that, and now do the same thing in the opposite direction, so your crease goes right through that top right corner. Just like that. And open it up once again. And now we're going to rotate the paper into this orientation, and all of the pinch creases we're about to make will be along this top edge here. So take this right edge to the center crease, and just make a pinch crease. Once you do that, take your left edge to this pinch crease, and you'll make a pinch crease. And now take your right edge to the pinch crease you made on the left, and once again, make a pinch crease. And finally, now we're going to take this outer edge to this inner pinch crease on the right side, and you're going to crease all the way down the page. Now I like to fold it in half like this, and I fold this edge down, just revealing that edge behind it, so this makes my two sides symmetrical. I'm trying to do this without getting my head in the way. So it should be something like this. Okay, so I'll open the paper up. And now I'm going to rotate it back into this orientation where the X is at the top. And I'll fold this edge here to land right along that long vertical crease we just made. Like that. And I'll do the same thing on this side. Just like that. And now I'm actually going to flip the paper over and reverse those creases I just made. So these are the top X's here. Like that, and like this. And I'll rotate the paper into this position here. And so, with the X's at the bottom, what you want is the top diagonal creases to be mountain creases, and the bottom diagonal creases to be valley creases. And you'll see you've got these little points that you might need to reach behind and pop up, so that basically you get this kind of A-frame in the center here. Now, one other thing that I'm noticing is we want this center crease here to be a mountain crease along most of it. So go ahead and fold your paper in half and make sure that on yours you've got a mountain crease down the middle. And only in that little diamond does that reverse. And what you want is, can you see this kind of A that I've got forming here, this A-frame? You want the paper to kind of collapse in this orientation along those creases as you fold it in half. And you can collapse it all the way in half, just like that. And when you lie it down sideways, it should look just like this. I'll rotate it into this position, and now I want to open the paper right along this edge here and continue that and make a crease going all the way to this edge. So I literally just open the paper at its natural breaking point, and then I continue that all the way to this edge over here. I'll go ahead and close that back up, and you can see the crease I just made. And I'll flip it over and do the same thing on this side, just opening this on its natural breaking point. And when I place this crease, I want to make sure that I place it right along that crease I already have. There you go. And now when we flip the paper over, you can see we've got this kind of fin that stands up on this side of the paper. Now I am going to push it down into that position here. And I'm going to make sure I pinch these really tightly so that these layers don't separate at the front here. And I'm going to fold the fin in half. So I'm taking this top edge and folding it right to that crease I have there. Just like that. And those are some creases that we're going to use in this next step, which is the most difficult step of the whole plane here. So you might want to reverse that crease that you have there so that it's not bent way over like this. Go ahead and bend that in the other direction a little bit too. And as we perform this next step, we're only going to make one new crease. Most of what we need is already here in these creases we just made. We're going to perform what is called a spread squash. Now, a spread squash is where you pull this open like that. You're going to pull this pocket all the way open and kind of pin it down with one hand. And then you kind of just tap on this spine here, just like that. And can you see it's naturally wanting to flatten along those creases we already have? And you're just going to kind of push right at that intersection. And the only new crease we're going to need to make is from this point here to that point there. And the way I like to do that is I kind of actually pull out on the paper there. I'm pulling in opposite directions, and that tension helps the paper move into the position it needs to move into, so that when I flatten it, I get a crease between those 2 points. And mine's not totally perfect here. That's okay. It does not need to be totally perfect. And now I just flatten right along those creases we already have. I know that was tricky. Feel free to rewind if you need to, but your paper should now look like this. Now at this top edge, we're going to fold little triangles out of these layers, just like this. Do the same thing on this side. And then I'll fold this top edge into the center to form a triangle. Same thing on this side. And now I will pull this open so that this kind of rib is the top layer and tuck that in behind. Same thing on this side, just tucking that in behind everything, and it should look like this. Now I'm going to fold this top point here down to land right on that point there. Just like that. And crease across this top edge. And you can see we have these little tabs here that can actually lock behind these layers. So just put it like that and lock those tabs right behind the layers behind them. They should wrap right around them. and lock together just like that. All your layers should now be held together. And we will flip the paper over into this position here where you've got these loose edges at the back. My next crease is going to start right at the nose of the plane and go down to this point here where that layer is hitting this outer edge. The front is nice and thick, so be sure to kind of curl your layers until you place that crease right where you want it and bring it down here. And the other thing is try to make sure that you wrap this tightly around that edge so all the layers stay nice and adhered together. And it should look just like this. And while you have it in this position here, fold from this point to that point there up on this layer. Just like that. And you're going to reverse the crease you just made and tuck this tab into the pocket behind it. So I'll rotate it, just using the crease I already made, reverse that and tuck it in behind. So it'll look just like that. And now I'm going to fold the section of this tab that crosses the center crease back across the center. So I'm landing the new crease I make right along my center crease, just like that. And it should look like this. So now we need to repeat all of those steps on the other side. And the first one is to fold from the nose down to this point here. You can kind of use your other side as a guide now as you do this. Okay, and now I'm folding from this point here to that point there, up on this layer. And now I'm going to reverse the crease I just made to tuck this into the pocket behind it. Okay, and the last thing is to fold this back across the center, landing this new crease right along the center crease. And we're getting really close at this point. Your plane should look like this. And now, let me go ahead and do this next step and I'll explain exactly how I did it. I'll put it in this position here. Okay, so basically what I did is I placed a crease about 1/2 inch or 1 centimeter from my center crease and parallel to the center crease. At least that's what I tried to do. And you'll have this little section that still crosses your center. And basically we've got a pocket behind all the other layers. And we're working on the right side here, so we want to tuck into the right pocket. We're just wrapping this in to the plane, folding that behind all the other layers tightly, just like that. That is now locked into the center of the plane. And we'll repeat those steps on the other side. If you want, you can stand this up and use that as a guide when you fold this side down. Like that, so that your crease on this side is very similar to the crease on the other side. And then you've got this section that crosses the center. So now we're working on the left side, so we want to go into the left pocket, kind of pull those layers open, and wrap that layer behind all the other layers there. Just like that. Okay, and now you can actually just pinch those together and stand them. This is the section of the plane that you will actually hold when you throw it. And now all we have to do is fold little fins at the back. So we're folding this point here to that point right there to determine how big our fin is. And this crease should be parallel to your center crease. And we'll do the same thing on this side, just folding right to there. And there you go, you have a finished paper airplane. So now just make sure that your wings are flat across the top and then these fins point directly down. If you have a problem where your plane is spiraling, you can actually make adjustments on these layers here. I find that that works pretty well. So if, for instance, it's spiraling counterclockwise, you could bend this edge up just a little bit like that, and that will help to counteract that spiral. If it's going in the opposite direction, you can do the reverse. And with that, good luck flying your plane. Thank you so much to all of our patrons for supporting this channel and making videos like this one possible. If you join the Foldable Fleet, you'll get to watch each of our monthly live streams, and you can become the pilot of your favorite paper airplane. Your name will appear beside it when I thank each of our patrons like this at the end of each of our videos. So head over to patreon.com/foldableflight and join the Foldable Fleet today.